We've got 28 new TikToks to go through. This is a low number. I need your help with TikToks. If you tag me in TikToks on TikTok, I will never see them. I don't check my TikTok notifications because TikTok notifications are a literal cesspool. If you have TikToks that you want to send me that you think are good, or realistically probably the opposite, there is a channel in my Discord. What is it called? It's called TikToks to Watch. If you put a TikTok in that channel, my mods will look through it, make sure there's no DMCA music, etc., and then put it somewhere for me to watch them on stream. So if you end up finding one that you want me to look at, that is the way to send it to me. Any other form will not be seen. Okay. DPS really farming 17k damage off a tank, and they're carrying, will have 7 kills. Oh man, this gotta be good.
Professional DPS players, for the love of God, please stop shooting the tanks 24/7. And you know what? I get it. It's tempting to see the giant hitbox in front of you and just unload on it.
I appreciate you shooting a Roadhog.
There's also nothing wrong with playing a character where you have to farm the damage off of them. But trust me when I say, if you just pick off a support instead, you'll get 100 times more value. So if you're a gold player wondering why that Orisa is just so goddamn immortal, it's because there's a Moira behind her just into her ass. So please, do everyone a favor. Just shoot the support first. Okay?
I really thought he was gonna say, "Don't shoot the horse, dude." I was like, "Wait a minute, this is." Sorry, the ego took over for a second. And I thought it was coming. It's technically not wrong though, but support is so like good at staying alive now in Overwatch 2. Honestly, killing another DPS is way easier. All right, let's check the comments. As an Ana player, don't listen to this guy. He's trying to keep you stuck in bronze. Fair. Don't tell them that tears. Mercy main. Oh, saying like don't tell them to. Okay, choose supports. Okay, brain needed a second on that one. Are there any exceptions like Reaper and Bastion since they're anti-tank heroes? I mean, those characters are not built as anti-tanks. It's more that they just do high amounts of damage, so they end up playing more defensively with your team, and then shooting the tank is way easier than shooting somebody else. But if there's a DPS or a support that you could shoot, actually, you'd still shoot them first. But anyways. Gold Moira healing. Did I skip a chapter? Wait, this is actually a peak comment. Holy sh! I love these. Prove me wrong.
Here are the top 3 worst heroes for each class. Tank. It's obviously Doomfist. There's no question about
Check the date. Okay, checks out.
it. He's awful.
I would actually said Junker Queen is worse last season, but
His health sucks, his damage sucks, his ability sucks, everything about him is just terrible. DPS. Bastion. Yes, I know his minigun shreds, but
I know this was last season. I was gonna say, can I introduce you to Symmetra? But this season, Symmetra is actually insane. So, even last season, no.
But his kit is awful, he's very slow, he's easily countered, and provides no help to most team comps. Support.
I hate that phrasing. Oh my god. It's the bane of my existence at this point. Because people heard, for years in Overwatch 1, like words like utility, right? Like the reason you played certain characters was because of their utility. So they think other characters aren't viable because they're... Wait, is that Mercy? Wait a minute.
Mercy. I know y'all are gonna burn me at the stake for this one, but it has to be said. She's awful. She's a bland pick. She can only heal one person at a time. Her res takes too long. She's just not a very good pick, and there's way better supports out there. Here are the top...
Well, you know what? We're gonna skip the Bastion thing. That honestly isn't that important. Mercy? Mercy's the 3rd best support in the game right now. And that was even before this season. Bro, you don't play Mercy. So let me hear the reasoning one more time.
Support. Mercy. I know y'all are gonna burn me at the stake for this one, but it has to
reasonably so
be said. She's awful. She's a bland pick. She can only heal one person at a time. Her res takes too long. She's just not a very good...
So we don't talk about the most important part of Mercy's kit. Damage boost. No wonder you think she's bland. That's literally not how she's supposed to be played. That's like going in on Brig and frontlining and swinging around against a Reinhardt and dying and going, what the f***, Brig sucks, buff Brig. No, dude, you just don't know how to play Brig. Like, that's it. There are it's like playing Doomfist and walking in and then just punching at the enemy team over and over and then dying going, what the buff Doom? It's like, no, dude, you just don't understand how to play the character. It's legitimately a skill issue. The way you play Mercy and the way Mercy's good are two things. One, game sense priority. What that means is like who is she supposed to be healing or damage boosting at all times. So there needs to be a decision that's made. Who needs help? Is a tank need help in a moment? Like, are they really low and they need this help now or we're going to lose the fight? Or am I supposed to be staying with a DPS? Damage boosting, pocketing, going on the flank, looking for those types of things. Or does my support need help? If my other support needs healing, which, by the way, is one of the most important things, you always help your other support because your other support helps keep everyone else alive. It makes your job a lot easier to not have to sit there and heal bot on any character. You then can be then doing your actual utility your utility skills to improve and to win the game. So the other thing Mercy's really good at is her movement. Her movement is insane. All the best Mercy players in GM Top 500 have the lowest deaths per 10. They never die. You can go whole games where Mercies, even when they lose, don't die once. I have seen Mercies on Route 66 second go from the end of the point on second, like they do some Harrier jet move where they go underneath the bar, J turn around the bottom, and then they, like an F-22 Raptor, fly back to their spawn in one movement. There's not even any souls under there or something. I don't know how they do it. But it's like, they're all insanely good at movement. They don't die, so even though they don't do a lot of healing, they are always alive in the fight, and so that's why their healing numbers at the end of the game look really high, even if they're doing a lot of damage boosting, because they just always are alive. It doesn't matter if you pump out a ton of damage and you die a bunch of times, because your numbers are going to be lower than someone who does a little bit of damage but is alive the whole game. That'll always be true, because the longer you're alive, the more value you provide. So what's the point? Skill issue. Brig is the worst support because her heals take a long time to reload and don't even heal enough. They don't even know that the most important part of Brig's healing is Inspire. For those who don't know, Inspire is like the range around her healing. So she's an AoE healer. Support. Sorry, I was reading the word. But the point is, though, you know Lucio's healing aura? It's actually about 1.5 times the size. So a good example is on Ilios Well. If you're standing close to like the well on Ilios, you can heal the entire open space. Like the dome, the bubble for Brig's healing is so big that you can heal anyone who's standing out in the open up against the walls. It's that big. It's way bigger than you think it is. That's why Brig, you play a lot further back and you play defensively. You don't frontline on Brig. Oh, you must be new to the game. Yeah, I can agree with some of this, but Mercy isn't bad. Bastions can be amazing when the right person plays them, and Doomfist takes time to master. Actually, not bad take. Darker Queen's the worst tank. Okay, so this is last season, so yes. I mean, I guess that's technically sort of true this season. Does Brig not exist? This is, again, why the lower ranks don't understand. Brig is actually pretty decent, but the reason Brig isn't meta right now is because you don't have Lucio and Brig be meta at the same time. If Lucio is meta, you don't play Brig because Lucio is about rushing and running in. Brig is about playing back and playing more defensive, so there's not a reason to have both at the same time, unless it's a weird meta where they're played together. Only he downloaded Overwatch 2 for free and now thinks he knows everything. Okay. Oh, that's a new one. The title of this video was, Tell Me Your Wrong Opinions About Overwatch. That can't be good. Oh no, oh man, we're in big trouble. Do yourself a favor and please learn more than one hero for the love of God. Oh no, it's a rage post.
As someone who is new to Overwatch with just Overwatch 2, I have to say that this is one of the hardest games to learn. Not only do you have to
You ever played Escape from Tarkov?
learn maps, but you have to learn heroes. And not just one or two heroes. You need to be well-rounded to be able to counter. And on top of that, you have to learn who counters who. And as frustrating as it is, with
My guy is frontlining and sleeping walls and is lecturing people. Okay.
all of the new players coming into Overwatch 2, a lot of us are just
I know it's quick play, but what's this? They're like running past the choke and going to the opposite side. This is giving me intense anxiety.
trying to learn. And some of us, let's be honest here, some of you take a little bit longer to learn than others. And I won't hold that against you. But
Right, like you're going past the choke and running off the opposite side. Right. Still haven't learned.
Please take time to learn in quick play. That is the place to learn.
That's incorrect, actually. You learn in comp, because in the quick play experience, yes, learning the character's functions, learning its movements, what the abilities do, that's quick play. But you will never learn in an environment that is not taken seriously. You will not learn shit. That's not how that works. I'm not saying you hop into comp and immediately start playing a new character. What I'm saying is you can play quick play to learn how the character functions and feels, but then you're going to have to play comp to make it work. You might not win every game you play. It might take some practice because it's really hard to jump in and play something new. However, though, this is just a bad take.
If you're gonna play comp, please go into quick play and learn a few different legends so you're not stuck on one.
They said legends. Oh my god, they're not even one of us.
And bringing your team down. I started off as Moira, then I'm learning Kiriko, and now I'm moving on to learn Ana, just to be a little bit more well-rounded.
Yeah, you really need to learn Ana from what
I don't even use a hero in comp until I've tried to learn them in quick play. We all died eventually. As someone...
I'm sorry, what? What was that in the background?
More well-rounded. I don't even use a hero in comp until I've tried to learn them in quick play. We all died eventually.
Stop. This is meme. This is meme content. Nah, this is bait. There's no way this isn't bait. You slept a Zen at point blank at the choke, and that's a clip? Bro. Finally someone who's smart. Don't play comp unless you've at least grasped 3 different types of heroes of every class. I played support comp in silver last night and had multiple games of people refusing to counter and were doing placement games. Bro, you are in silver. You are playing with the casuals. You are the casual. If you can't actually out-mechanical your way out of silver, realistically, all the way up to diamond, and even then, so it depends on where you are on the ladder. Like, GM players can muscle their way out of diamond, no problem. Mechanically, period. But, like, most people that are insane, like, it just come from other games and are insane, they pick up Overwatch mechanically, they typically start to struggle around diamond. That's when they start to struggle. And the same thing happens in Apex, because I went to play Apex and diamond's where I struggled. I flew through bronze to plat. I did it in like a day. It took no time at all. Just flew through the ranks, just out mechanically everybody. But diamond and Apex is where you start to run into some trouble. Overwatch is the same way. If you're in f***ing silver, you probably don't have a really good understanding of 1, FPS games, and 2, Overwatch. Cause, woo! Man, I thought that was a meme, but I actually think it might be real. He said Legends L. Heroes equal legends, same thing. Yeah, but you're kind of giving yourself away a little bit here. Listen, okay, here's the thing. I used to coach people back in the day. It was and the reason I don't do it anymore is genuinely because I just don't enjoy people's egos. I don't enjoy it because, like, someone who is legitimately terrible at something will come to you and ask for help and how to learn something, and then will turn around and tell you you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, dude, hello? And I remember forever ago there was someone I was helping who was silver. And I talked about that. I asked them, like, do they watch their own replays? Like, basically watch themselves. Because, like, when we watched any of their stuff, I was like, how do you not... Are you, like, you're seeing the mistakes you're making. You're like, oh, yeah, that was just one time. That was just one mistake. I'm like, no, you've done this consistently the whole game. Like, this isn't a one-time thing. Like, you're doing it all the time. And so I asked them, do they review? And they were like, oh, yeah, I actually VOD review with my friend all the time. And I'm like, oh, who's your friend? He's like, oh, he's my duo partner. I was like, okay, well, who's your duo partner? He's like, oh, they're a tank player. I go, okay, what rank are they? They're like, oh, he's also silver. And I was like, oh, so you're in silver, and you're getting VOD reviewed by a person who's also in silver. If I was blind, and I needed to figure out what something looked like, I wouldn't ask another blind person. I feel like I would ask somebody who actually could see. And this is a perfect example of the blind leading the blind, where you have 2 silvers that are basically telling each other what to do. And here it is. Instead of 2 silvers telling each other what to do, you have a silver on TikTok making content and then telling other people how they should play the game. And then the algorithm picks up on it, and now they're telling a bunch of new players to Overwatch how they should play. Now, the matchmaking is really bad right now. You can easily get out of silver, but after that, it gets hard when your teammates are just 2 ranks under you, and especially not populated regions. No, I stand firm. Mechanically, if you can outmuscle your way into diamond, no problem. Actually, high level, like really high level, like GM players can muscle their way all the way into low GM. No problem. And then once you get to there, then you just start playing like normal, and all of a sudden you're back to normal. Like you're just playing your normal game at that point. That is legitimate copium. Because, yes, Overwatch has a lot of complex things with healing and damage and damage mitigation and counter picks and counter swapping and stuff like that. But in the low ranks, it does not matter. In the low ranks, a lot of times raw mechanical skill can actually carry you through the game. The exception being support. Because I think support, even if you have amazing mechanical skill, if you don't realize that you're supposed to be doing more than just healing, you can get stuck. Because even if you have amazing mechanical skill, you'll make sure your tank doesn't die or other people won't die, and you'll probably still climb. But at some point, if you're only doing healing, you're not doing half your job, and then you have to be like taught like you're supposed to be doing more than that. But if you're playing DPS, absolutely just muscle your way through. If you're playing tank, unless you're playing like Winston, where Winston's mechanically like not all that difficult and is much more game sense and positioning and tempoing and understanding the game. You play like Zarya, play Hog, you play Junker Queen, you can play Sigma, you can play even D.Va to some extent. A lot of these characters you can end up playing that you can legitimately just out-mechanic the enemy team and you'll win. So that ain't true. I'm sorry, and that's copium.